Everyone in town knew better than to wander near the old Ashford Manor after dusk. Everyone but Carla. She was new in town, naive and curious, a combination that often led to trouble. The tales of the manor being haunted were dismissed as mere stories by Carla, who fancied herself as rational and unafraid of mere superstitions. One evening, she decided to take a closer look, daring herself to prove the townsfolk wrong. The sun dipped low, casting long, eerie shadows as Carla approached the manor. She pushed open the creaking iron gate, stepping onto the overgrown lawn. Weeds tugged at her shoes as she made her way to the front door, which swung open with a soft moan as she touched it. Inside, the air was thick with dust and the scent of decay. Cobwebs draped the corners like tattered curtains, and old, rotting furniture lay strewn about. Her flashlight beam pierced the oppressive darkness, revealing a long hallway. As she ventured deeper into the manor, a chill ran down her spine, as if unseen eyes were watching her every move. She shrugged off the feeling and continued, the only sound being the echo of her footsteps against the wooden floor. Suddenly, a cold draft blew through the corridor, extinguishing her flashlight. Panic surged through her, but Carla steadied herself and took out her phone, using its light to guide her. She moved with more urgency now, the atmosphere pressing in on her. An old grandfather clock stood at the end of the hallway, its hands frozen at midnight. The silence was unnerving. She reached the clock and noticed an inscription on its face, an ancient language she couldn't decipher. As she leaned closer, the clock began to chime. Bong, bong, bong. Each chime resonated in her bones, and from the shadows behind the clock, a figure emerged. At first, it looked like a man, but its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, its features twisted in a mask of torment. Carla stumbled back, her breath quickening. Who are you?" she stammered. The figure moved forward, its voice a raspy whisper. "I am bound to this place, cursed by the mistakes of the past." The figure reached out, pointing a skeletal finger at Carla. "You must leave now, or share my fate." Terror seized Carla as she turned and ran, the figure's presence pressing close behind her. She burst through the front door, not daring to look back until she was safely outside the gate. Gasping for breath, she glanced back at the manor, now silent and foreboding. The door stood ajar, but no figure followed. The spell was broken, and Carla understood now why the townsfolk stayed away. She never returned to Ashford Manor, but the memory of that night haunted her forever, a reminder of the darkness that lingers in forgotten places.